So we're seeing this trend of old wars beginning to heat up because it's right around that time period where civs are getting access to bigger and better technology for sieging out cities. And this is mainly what I'm talking about. The Americans decided to launch a sneak attack, because I had no idea it was coming, on the coastal Gulf of Mexico city that the Mayans control. At this point, I don't know what they would do after they gain control over this city. I guess they would launch the attack with their units from Cuba, but this is definitely the best move I've ever seen the American AI try here, because it looks like they're going to be successful. It looks like they're going to be very successful. They need a little bit more support from the Inca down towards the south to maybe destroy a few of these units, but I don't know if they're going to... I don't even know if the Inca are still at war. Also, keep in mind Argentina is trying to take down these final few Brazilian cities. They do have access to artillery, so that's making it way, way easier to siege out these final two Brazilian cities. So we might see the end of a civ. We have not seen very many civs eliminated in this campaign. Also, same thing is somewhat happening here in Ireland. The Ashanti are at war with Byzantium, and maybe, well, I don't know. It looks like they're actually bypassing that colony for some reason. So maybe they're trying to launch a different attack. We have the Dutch now sending across units in the North Sea to attack the British, which is a big, big mistake. It's a very big mistake. This is not going to end well, because they've got the British have cannon units here just to pick off. Obviously, Leeds has its own city bombardment. They're going to pick off a lot of units, as well as ironclads are now coming off of the Irish Sea. That is what I learned. This is the Irish Sea. So these ironclads should come around through the English Channel, and I think Queen Victoria might be ready to launch that attack, maybe in a video or two. I bet you it's going to take time, just like it's taken time for all of these civs. Boom. And just like that, America has taken a city from the Mayans. Who would have thought that was actually going to happen? Also, same thing is about to happen. Never mind. I thought in Toronto, maybe with the Lancer, but maybe not. But the Sioux are eventually going to take over Toronto. I know that they're starting to buy more melee units in these cities up north. St. John has regained a little bit of its health back. I think they're more focused on the Toronto siege instead. Let's go ahead and check on the Pacific, since the Persians are now processing their turn. It seems like a lot of the conflict has definitely cooled down a little bit. Certainly cooled down. Nobody's attacking Kimberley just yet, even though they're facing this coalition. And the Siamese and Tibet are still going at it. The Siamese have somewhat entered through their territory a little bit more, but Tibet is trying to reinforce. I don't know if they're trying to. They might not even be trying to. Who knows what's happening? We also need to check if the Mongols if it's open borders or is there a war? Because I just have these turns processed over the break. And there could have been a war that broke out, but I don't think so. I think that's very unlikely. The world's starting to become colonized all over the place. The world's getting crazier and crazier with the colonization. We've got the Inca here. We've got Chinook here. The Big Island has been... Indonesia and Tibet. The Big Island was, in fact, colonized by the Chinook. We've got 2 more Incan settlers. I don't know where they went, but they're somewhere around here. America now with their own settler. There's the 2 Incan settlers. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to get pretty crazy. We'll see if America can defend this city now. They've got a few riflemen that will begin to land. Yeah, so they will be launching a very interesting attack on the capital of the Mayans. I have to say, this is definitely the most competent American AI I've seen. It's a very nice change of pace for them, because normally we do not see this. We'll see. I don't know if this city's going to get taken or not. Let's keep an eye on that. No one else has joined Queen Victoria in going after the Dutch, even though I think the British have done a good job at destroying a lot of William's troops. William had a few boats out here. They've been destroyed. A few of these units are about to get eaten up too. Yep, so Byzantium will lose Ireland. And the Ashanti will technically gain their first foothold over Europe. I don't know what I was trying to say there. I don't know what that was. Also, we're waiting to see what the heck Ethiopia is doing. because they had a bunch of units here in Damascus. They slapped down on a citadel and grabbed even more tiles in the southern part of the Arabian Peninsula. I don't know if they're maybe planning an assault on Babylon, maybe against Persia. It seems like it'd be against Babylon, but I'm not sure. Or these could just be reinforcements. Okay, world's busiest people. It's actually the Mughals, which is surprising. 51.775. That's amazing. And it's the Chinook. A lot of civs that you wouldn't expect on this production list here. Then we have got the Vietnamese, Argentina, the Congo. That seems about right. The Congo are okay. Seems like the Congo and the Sioux both have really been... They're starting to get caught more and more as time goes by because they're not getting themselves involved in as many wars. We have Tibet here at 35.33. The Ashanti at 33.06. Siam, Victoria. Here's the Sioux all the way sitting in 10th place. Poland technically has more production than Catherine. Yeah, this is interesting. This is something... I don't know if this is just because of this specific category. Maybe production can be... I don't know. Maybe production is able to be produced by anybody, but maybe this says something. Maybe we're starting to see a shift, you know? I don't know if we can consider the Sioux, the Shoshone... I'm sorry, the Sioux, the Congo, the Ethiopians, or the Ashanti as the top powers anymore, because there's a lot of smaller civs. I mean, they're small, and maybe that definitely has an impact on production if you have a lot of population. Lots of hill tiles to work, things like that. But either way, I don't know. It's tough to say. Now, I think that if I were to choose my top 3 at the moment, ooh, we've got another invasion here. We've got a digger as well as an ironclad. This war will be going on for a very long time. I think that's safe to say. The Iroquois have declared war on Tibet now. I'm not sure what the Chinook are doing, but they're trying to pass through northern Australia. Indonesia still not doing anything with their navy. We're still trying to figure out what they want to do. Ooh, will we see a Sri Lankan Persia? It looks like Persian city. Let's see if they do that right here. I can't see why they would land on that island, but the AI does some funky things sometimes. Yep, there it is. Bam. We've got the first Sri Lankan city. And they still have 2 more settlers coming. This is crazy to see Darius do this. Okay, so Russia has troops, actually. Russia could invade Tibet. They've got troops in Central Asia. We'll see who else decides to join in. Maybe the Mongolians. Mongolians might, maybe, potentially. Let's see what Siam does here. They're not investing too much in this war. That's for sure. Definitely not investing too much. A lot of these coastal civs doing really well as they continue to colonize people like Ethiopia. Ashanti not so much, though, which has been strange. The Ashanti, I guess, are focused on... Oh, the Ashanti at war with Greece, too? No, I think we would have known that. I think they're just using that. Maybe they're just as an open borders, but I don't know. Norway stayed alive for quite a long time, so... I'm wondering as time goes by if Norway will have a better chance at maybe, I don't know, accumulating power there in Scandinavia. Who knows? Germany and Indonesia have peaced out. Germany with just Istanbul. And I got to give it to Bismarck. Hey, at least he still exists. He is still existing, so you gotta give him some credit there. He's figured out a way to bypass everything. Okay, bam, this second Brazilian city has fallen. So it's only really a matter of time at this point. Argentina growing in strength. And so, yeah, what I was trying to say is my power rankings, my personal power rankings at this point, it's tough to say because you have Rome and Russia out of Europe. You've got the Ashanti, the Congo, and Ethiopia out of Africa. And Ethiopia is continuing to send out settlers. You've got Persia from Asia. You've got Mongolia from Asia. You have kind of... Definitely Korea. I think definitely Korea will come out of Asia much more powerful within the next few videos. Maybe Japan too. North America, who I just think would be the Sioux right now. Until America to Washington proves himself, I would just have to say the Sioux. And then we've got the Inca and Argentina. So there's a lot of powers here. A lot of possibilities. And then let's not forget that the Indonesians might try something even too. Thing about Indonesia is that I don't think he has a lot of coastal cities that he would be able to invade successfully, unless he invades Japan, which is totally possible. The successful invasion of Japan from Indonesia, from the Indonesian islands, would be huge. So I think Indonesia definitely needs to be considered a part of the rankings. Right now, to be honest, my number one power ranking would go to Ethiopia. Ethiopia is continuing to settle, and I think Ethiopia has a really good shot at completely destroying Persia. A better shot than the Congo do. I think if I had to choose a number two, it'd be the Ashanti, because the Ashanti, I could see them just eat away at Rome and take multiple cities very easily. Banning of Wales was passed, and the Sioux was in fact embargoed by the Canadians. So the Ashanti would be number two. But that could definitely all change. Again, I'd like to say, you know, and in terms of my dark horse, is that the phrase? Dark horse. Like a civ that might come out of nowhere. I would say it might be Poland. It might be Poland, or I guess it could be Washington too. But I think Poland is an even bigger statement to make. They look good here. They've got riflemen. If they decide to attack the right civ at the right time, I think they could eat up a lot of power here and be a big threat to Russia. But we'll see. Is Russia engaging Tibet? Not really, not yet at least. We've got Tibet and Rome versus India. Are we starting to see the beginnings of a world war? Maybe. Also notice we still have nothing out of North America. Still just complete silence out of North America. Mongolia and India piecing out. But look at Washington, man. He is actually destroying Mayan units. Now the Inca are bringing in knights, which I think pretty much do exclusively because of Washington's success. This is incredible. I'm really shocked that we're seeing this right now. We'll see if Texas joins in. Obviously, if America grabs the Mayan capital, oh my gosh. That would be absolutely massive. Just massive. How's St. John doing? St. John still alive? Toronto, still alive. This is distracting the Sioux. I can guarantee you that this is distracting the Sioux the same way the Greeks were distracting the Romans. The Romans didn't do anything for a very long period of time. But the Romans can easily take over, I think, Portugal, Orleans. If they attack Britain at the right time, they could probably take over cities. Look at the Ashanti actually have a really good chance at maybe taking both Ireland and this Greek colony here, just off the British Isles. But I don't know if they will. I think they're spreading themselves too thin. It's going to be close. But we already see the Ashanti trying to invade Ireland. I don't know if this is going to be enough for Queen Victoria to take over Amsterdam. There's a lot of possibilities, though. A lot of things happening. There's all sorts of different possibilities that we're seeing all over the map. And it's getting really exciting. What are the Ethiopians doing, though? That's the thing. What are you doing, Ethiopia? I cannot figure you out. We've got the Ashanti versus Tibet. Still no news from Tibet. Nothing. Siam has not made any progress. Maybe Vietnam will join in. We've got the Chinook versus India. A lot of big coalition wars, pretty much. Ooh, look at this. Oh, that's Korea. This is Korea's troops they're trying to attack Tibet. And if they attack from the north down, they're going to have a lot more success. Vietnam has built Broadway. Good for them. Vietnam's doing pretty well. Wow, 28 population city. That's why they're doing so well. That is exactly why they're doing so well. Well, Hanoi's at 28 population. That's something that I wish... I mean, even the Infotics doesn't show us, but I would love if there was a mod to show us a list of biggest cities. Biggest and best cities, maybe the most wonders, things like that. Still nothing going on in our Pacific War. Nothing that much, really. Persia's too distracted, and I think this war is pretty much over until somebody starts to accumulate more power. Which it will start to happen, I think, but I think for a few videos there's going to be a small moment of peace. We've got the Chinook coming. Where are those two Incan settlers? There they are. Two Incan settlers. I know that Washington is coming here in the Pacific. Japan versus India. Okay, so Japan might be able to try something here. And actually, this would be a perfect Japanese city for them to take. Be a very good Japanese city for them to take, but we'll see if they can actually do this. If they can actually manage this. How's America doing? America's still fighting the Mayans. There's still several more troops they'd have to fight against, but they have pretty much a free path from the Caribbean and straight to the Mayan capital. We've got Siam joining up against India, but that still doesn't mean anything either. Yeah, so Vietnam is definitely another very good dark horse. I guess we can't really consider Washington a dark horse. They're just too big, I think. Way too massive, too expansive to be a dark horse. But Vietnam and Poland, really liking both of those civs. They only have a handful of cities. 4. They both have 4 cities, I think. But they look good. They look real good. The Mayans declared war on the Indians. I don't think Mongolia would have that much population. I'm back to kind of looking at my big population cities. It'd probably be maybe in Africa, or maybe not. 28 population is our limit. I always try this and I always mess up. I always say, oh yeah, this is for sure the biggest city, and then I'm always proven wrong. But so far I think I'm right about this. Brazil and India. We've got Poland and Tibet. That's kind of a waste of time, Poland. I'd rather you try something else. You are my dark horse pick. No, I don't know if the Ashanti are going to be able to take that Irish city that Byzantium controls. A lot of New World civs going up against India, which is very strange. Norway and India. Okay, this might actually happen. You have Canada. Yeah, everyone from the New World going to war with Gandhi. I don't know what is up with that. This might actually happen. The British are a few turns away from taking over Amsterdam, which, needless to say, would be big. The Dutch still have not settled their city. Their second city, well, they settled Rotterdam, but they haven't settled their settler out there in kind of the Middle East, which means all of these units would be eliminated immediately. They wouldn't have to deal with it. We've got the Champa in India. Is there a border between the Champa and India? No, not unless Korea. But the Champa are going to go and invade India either way. And I know the Japanese looked like they were going to start to move troops over that way. Tibet has no border with the Champa. So that seems to be a lot of civs outside of Asia. And this is like the one continent that really never consolidated. So I guess this shouldn't be really a surprise to any of us. Tibet was never taken over. The Mughals never took over all of India. Southeast Asia is, I think we need to limit the amount of civs that come out of Southeast Asia. Just because I want to see someone rise in power in this region. But either way, maybe Vietnam will go after India. I don't know. I'm still waiting for Vietnam to do something. What was I talking about? I have no idea. People declaring war against India. A lot of New World civs declaring war against India. Hanoi, I think, is the biggest population city. I don't remember I don't know. I have no idea. Either way. Actually, no, Buenos Aires has also 28 population, so there we go. And how's America doing? They're still holding on to this city, but the Mayans still have so much control. This is still a good foothold in central Mexico. Or, yeah, I guess Central America, Central Mexico, somewhere around there. This is kind of southern Mexico, but either way. Anyways, guys, I'm about to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.